Together, nice straight line here. Shoulders around the hips and the hips over the ankles. And we have our tongue on the soft palate. We're making sure our neck is free. You don't want to scrunch it all down. So just make sure that you can breathe and you can swallow well, and then step out. And then we lift our hands up. One hand goes behind the back, the other in the front. Up to the other side. Up to the other side. And what we're doing as we're turning, we're opening this area here called the qua. And you could put your hands here and feel this inguinal fold open and close, and that's what we want to do. So, and by doing that, we're just not moving our hips or injuring our knees. We're just going up and down, opening and closing. And then you actually get some comfort doing this, because coming up and down will help your knees lubricate. And as we turn, you're helping the spine move back and forth. And just breathe naturally. You don't have to carry your breath towards the movement. And then up and down. Okay, now we're going to get a nice stretch in the 8 brocades. And the first one is called supporting the heaven, and that'll improve your blood circulation, help regulate the body temperature. We step out, we gather the chi, lift it up to the shoulder, turn our palms towards the heaven, the Buddha stance. And then you could reach up if you wish, a nice slow stretch. And then bring the hands down slowly. No rush on any of these. What we're trying to do is let our body stretch, and we want to feel that. We want to know where our body is at any time and what it's doing. And you can only do that if you do this slowly. If you rush through it, then it sort of becomes a calisthenic, and that's not what we want. We want to condition the organs and the fascia of the whole body, and just breathing in and out at your own speed. And then we bring the hands down and we close by bringing the chi back into the dantian, 3 inches below the belly button. Okay. Now we step out, lower our knees a bit. It's called the horse stance. And now we're going to draw the arrow. It helps the liver, the heart, the lungs, and it helps energize all that area. So we cross our hands, and then one hand pulls the bow, and the other one shoots the arrow. And you're separating that back muscle here, getting a nice stretch, and then totally relax. Then we do the other side, nice and slow, stretching the back, and totally just relax. One more on each side. And back to center to close. Now we separate heaven and earth, good for your stomach and spleen. Tones the core as you go in opposite directions and you feel more balanced. So we raise the hands up to the shoulders. One hand will go up and the other hand down. And you feel this balance of yin and yang as you push down and push up at the same time. And we come back down the center line, do the opposite side. Nice and slow. When you get to the top, nice stretch. And then back to center and close. The wise owl looks back. It'll help the heart. And it's supposed to relieve all the tension and fatigue. So as we lift the arms up, we're going to bring the arms back and then slowly turn our head to look back, up, back. And you want to do this slowly because you have all these little muscles in the neck, and if you do it too fast, you're going to sprain your neck muscles. And back to center and close. Now we do the bear pose. The big bear turns. It's supposed to kill the heart fire. So, kidneys are the water feature. The heart is the fire. And so you want to regulate the body temperature. And the movement is supposed to bring stillness and peace to you. So we come down, stretching our back fully. And then we go to one side and lift the head up. And down. And we're going to come to the other side. Feel the back stretching, the muscles in your neck going up. And you don't have to go down too far. It's only what you want to do. And then back to center. And then you lift very slowly, letting all the vertebrae go back into place. Deep breath and close. Now we're going to bend our back and touch our toes. And this will follow the bladder urinary meridians. And it'll regulate the body the meridians along this route here. So, so we come up, down the belt channel, around and back gently. Bring the hands down the back of the legs and around the toes. You don't have to go down too far if you don't want. And then up the inside meridian, around, bend, and down. Everything we do in these exercises, we're going to do them slowly. There's no use rushing through any of this. We want to actually have our body feel what we're doing. We should be in control of the body at all times. And we should follow the movement. And we should be saying to ourselves, how does this make me feel? And let's close. Now we form loose fists to the side, and we sort of squint our eyes. This is punching with angry eyes, and it's supposed to reduce your anger and balance, put balance into the liver. So we're going to gently punch. And then we're going to grab like a rope and bring it back. So you have this punch of anger, but then you release it all. And find the balance in the liver. And you notice I'm coming up and down, lowering my waist. And that again lubricates those knees. And then we come back to center and close. And then the last of the brocades, we lift and drop, allows the chi to settle. And it's good for your whole circulatory system, and it'll refresh your body. And according to wise people, it's supposed to eliminate the 100 illnesses. So we come up to your toes, and then down, just shaking. Try to feel the vibrations all the way through. And all these exercises, the 8 brocades are a good one for the morning when you wake up and before you go to bed. It'll relax you. And it only takes about 5 or 6 minutes to do, so it's something that's achievable. And let's close. Very good. So as I said earlier, I put together a series of different exercises that we've been practicing over the last couple of years. And so we're just going to put them together and see what we come up with. So the first one is just the commencement, and it's a very important one because it starts everything off. And all it is lowering our knees, straightening our back, lifting the hip up so the back of the back here is straight, so you don't want your butt sticking out. It should be nice, just a hair. It doesn't have to be a lot. And then get our hands. Sometimes it's good to separate the fingers and give them that extra exercise as well. So we just bring the hands up, about to shoulder level, and then gently bring them down like you're in a body of water, just floating down. And as I said, this is an important exercise, and you can gear your breath to it, breathing in and breathing out. And if you do this with your breath, you want to breathe down here, not up here. Full breath down here, and then exhale through your nose, nice and slow. And the more relaxed you are, the deeper your breath, the more you're able to hold that air in and exhale it. One more time. Breathing in, exhaling. Step out as we dance with the rainbows. We're going to be exercising this area here on the side of the body. And so the hand comes up to the top of the head, the other hand comes out. Now you can do this several ways. You can just bend outward, or you can want a big stretch, then out and down. Do the other side. And only bend it as far as you are capable of doing. You don't want to overdo it. And you notice I'm not bending my waist at all. Everything is above the belt. It's like holding a big beach ball. And down. Now we row the boat forward. This is a good one because other exercises that we do or have been doing require you to move the body in sort of an S, sort of a wave. And so what you're doing is bringing this out, and you notice this wave motion. And when you do a 5 animal play, you see this. And we go backwards. And back to center and close. And we have the wind blowing through the willows. It's always a fun one. So you want to step to the side. Again, a modified horse stance. So it's 50-50 here. And we're going to be going back and forth. And this movement is important too. Actually lifting up and then coming down. We're really not doing this. We're doing up, over, and down, up, over, and down. So you actually feel the foot going into the floor here. And then we turn, bring our hands up, the same. And back to center. And we work the lower part of the body. The holy crane worships the moon. So we're going to bring our hands together in prayer position. And then we're going to kick back and lower our body straight down. And again, it doesn't matter how far down you go, but you want to try to keep your back straight. You don't want to bend over. And back to center. Now we do another stretch. This is sort of laterally, and this is called the dragon's morning stretch. So the dragon comes up and then reaches out, lifts the foot, and stretches. So it's good for your coordination and balance. If you need a chair, you can use that and make sure it's near you. And then back to center. Now we do another sort of kneeling exercise called Immortal Points the Way. And what we're going to do is circle using our sword fingers, make a big circle. And then as you point the way, you step back again and come down. And again, only go down as far as you can. And then back to center. Another popular exercise is called exploring the seabed or needle at the bottom of the sea. What we're doing is reaching down, following the line of the leg, essentially. So in this one, we'll put our toe out, bring the circle, and then again with the sword fingers, we're going to just follow the leg down all the way as far as you want, and then up. And we'll do the other side. Again, we do all these things very slowly, feeling the motions, feeling the stretch in the leg. Make sure your breath isn't racing. If it is, then slow down or don't go down too far. And do it slower. You don't have to follow me, just do as many as you can. I only do a few more so that people can see what we're doing and sit back and follow as well. So it's not necessary to keep up with anyone but yourself. And then we come back to center. The next one is called The Old Man Plants a Tree. And essentially we're going to come down, plant the tree, and then back up. So we gather the chi, we step out, plant the tree, and back up, step out to the other side, And back to center. Again, if you feel you're getting out of breath, and slow down or just stop. Take a deep breath down here. Another one. One more. Okay, I call this one walking through Walmart. We'll come up, just fists, and out. Relax. And out. And back to center. Now relieve your tension. Okay, this is a fun one I call it 5-cent pony ride. And what we're going to do is sort of gallop forward and ride the pony, stick the nickel in, and then we're going to step back and ride the pony. So I'll go sideways so you can see it. And back to center. Okay, now we have a lazy dragon. So we're going to step out, 50-50 here. One hand on the hip. The other hand's going to come up. The palm's going to turn in towards the kidney and out, making a circle. Down the center and out. And you look away as the hand goes out. And back to center. Now we come back to the center. And we do it both ways. And back to center. Important exercise that we do in Tai Chi and Qigong is cloud hands, or waving hands in the clouds. And so let's start off with one circle. Up the center line. Now we don't go across because the elbow has to drop down. So we make a circle. And then the wrist turns. And then back up the center line. The other side. Now both sides. Form a big ball. Turn to the side. The hands are going to go up and up, down. Yin and yang, they're going to pass each other as we form two circles, top circle and bottom circle. Keep the hands below the eye level. You want to have your peripheral vision looking at the hands as you look to a distance so that you can see the hands moving and yet look away. Relaxing into the movements, going down, nope, yin and yang here, yin and yang. Pushing the lower hand out. And this is considered to be the #1 exercise in Qigong for health matters and exercise. Well, at least I'm told, but it helps me. So. And it's just a perpetual motion. So the more you relax, actually, the more you'll find that you're able to continue longer and longer, and you won't feel any strain. You can just slow down. And you notice my arms are not moving. It's all at the waist. And the only time my arm moves is to bring it down. And back to center. Okay, now we're going to rotate the torso, and you'll see various exercises rotating the torso. You see the big ball going around. This one, we're going to hold on to a bar, equally distanced. Fingers. And then we're going to turn and then come down with that bar and rotate the whole torso, keeping hold of that bar. And as we come down, make sure you relax. No tension. And the tension builds up as you lift. And then releasing the tension as you fall. Always give yourself some rest in between these exercises. And this is the way of doing it, just relaxing and then building up a little tension and then relaxing. As we get to the top, we're going to move the other way. Only go down as far as you want. You can feel that spine rotating on an axis. And it's a really good exercise, a really good stretch. And then back to center. Coming up slowly. Shoulders back. And step in. We have a different type of punching. We're going to step forward again. Loose fists, and we're going to bring the punch out and come back and forth, up and down. And you notice we're twisting at the spine again, only at our waist. The hips are essentially in a diagonal here, and they don't move. The knees don't move. They're just going up and down with the whole movement of the body. The other side. And back. And a sort of a calming exercise is the bear pose. So we bring our fists up to the body again, and we rotate at our shoulders, figure 8. And the bears are very slow. And then back to center. And the last of the 18 movements, we bring our hands to the dantian so that the middle of the palms are facing the dantian. And you pretend that there's a ball halfway inside and halfway outside your body, and the palm goes over the outside of the ball. And then in a clockwise manner, let's go down and around the ball 8 times. And reverse. And back to center. And we just hold for a brief meditation period, relaxing into the body, regulating our breath, slowing the heart. Bring down a column of chi, store it into the dantian. So we have time for the healing sounds, and the healing sounds are for the liver, the heart, the spleen, the lungs, kidneys, and the triple warmer. The triple warmer regulates the body temperature. Each of them have a color and they have a purpose. So the liver is green. Imagine a green light coming in, and it's supposed to reduce anger, and the opposite is it transmits kindness. The heart is red light coming in, reduce your anxiety, but it also brings joy to you. The spleen is yellow, it's supposed to reduce worry, but it also allows you to be fair with other people. The lungs is white, big, bright white light entering into the lungs. It's supposed to reduce grief and sadness, but at the same time, it's supposed to give you courage. And the kidney, the dark blue light, and that reduces fear. But it allows you to be gentle with yourself and other people. The first one is liver. Imagine a bright green light entering the liver. The sound is shoo. We step forward and we push like the waves as we say shoo. The center as we do the other side. And back to center. We take a lighter stance for the heart. Imagine bright light entering the heart, and the sound is ah. Bring your hands up. We're going to turn from side to side and say ah. The spleen has a yellow light. Imagine a bright light, yellow light full of energy. The sound is whoo, whoo. We're going to lift our leg and circle the arm. Imagine a bright, energetic white light entering the lungs, filling them with energy. And the sound is, there's two parts. First part is we bring this little bird's beak up the side of the arm, and then we cross and say, the other side. Imagine a dark blue light entering the kidney area. And the sound is tree, tree. And we circle our hands as though on top of a platter as we say, tree. The opposite way. Back to center. And the last of the sounds is for the triple warmer, and that doesn't have a golden light. It has a sound, and the sound is she, Shi. And what this is going to do is bring the energy from the dantian to the bottom of your body, up to the Mingmen, the gate of life, all the way up to the head and down, connecting with the roof of your mouth and your tongue, and then down, making a circle of energy. And we will be directing that energy by saying the sound Shi as we bring our hands up into the microcosmic orbit. And we just make a circle with our arms and visualize the energy running through the back to the head, down the front to the face, back down 3 inches below the belly button. And the sound is shh. 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 And we bring down 3 columns of chi. Deep breath, pushing all the energy we accumulated during the last session into the dantian for later use.